Oh my god, hi. My name's Alex, if you're new. It's Alex if you're not new as well. So today I am going to be recreating a look by Sabrina Carpenter? I don't know if it's by her makeup artist, whoever that may be, Sabrina Carpenter makeup. I asked on Instagram recently in like a poll if like what celebrities you guys wanted to see me recreate, what celebrity looks, and I got a lot of requests, but the Sabrina Carpenter ones were the funniest. People were like, like this girl said in all caps, dear God, Sabrina Carpenter, please. Okay. And then this one was Sabrina Carpenter, Sabrina Carpenter, Sabrina Carpenter, Sabrina Carpenter. I describe this as very like soft baddie because it's a very, very soft, almost bridal kind of makeup look. It's very flattering, very like a universally flattering makeup look. But her lip is always like this really, really deep lip liner with like a gloss, like a more sheer gloss. And it just ends up looking like she's a baddie, but like it's soft. You know what I mean? Like soft, but like I'm a baddie. That's how I describe this look. The tutorial itself is a voiceover, which is why I am doing an intro with the makeup already finished. So this is the finished result. Let's get into the toot. Okay, so let's do this thing. So I used moisturizer, like I did my typical like skincare skin prep, and then I'm going in with the One Size Secure the Glow serum. I like literally was just looking at it and I forgot what it was called. I've just been really liking it. I think it's really nice. It adds like a nice layer of hydration. It's not too oily. It's not like too sticky, but it's got that really nice grip to it. I'm using this underneath my eyes as well, just to, you know, hydration. I'm experimenting. That's what I do here. And then I decided to go in with a little bit of the Givenchy powder. I've been doing this recently, like just in the areas where I tend to get really oily. I think I'm gonna stop doing it. It wasn't this time, but there have been a couple times where I've done this and it just didn't work out as well. So I think my base ended up looking fine in this video, but I just don't think it's a technique that I'm gonna continue. I'm going in a teeny bit with my all-nighter setting mist. That wasn't really a teeny bit, was it? It wasn't really. To kind of like set that powder. Like I said, your girl experiments, okay? It's what she does. I'm gonna be using the Very Valentino foundation. This is an LN2, which is a really beautiful, like warm, kind of yellowy toned foundation. It's pretty good for my skin tone. It's not perfect, but it's pretty close. Yeah, and I'm starting in the center of my face because that's where I have the most redness, as you can probably tell, and then working out to the outer part. The way I do my base isn't going to be super specific to this look because obviously you should be doing your base for what works for your face shape. So the way I'm contouring isn't going to be exactly the way that she is contoured because we don't look anything alike. So this technique that I'm doing is something that you have seen in my previous videos. If you're new, then I highly recommend checking those out because I'll go more in depth in, you know, other videos. I'm doing the regular old thing. Anastasia Fawn, you know, building up the cheekbone definition. And by cheekbone, I mean jawline. That's what I'm looking at right now. Girl, what are you talking about? Now we're gonna build up the cheekbone definition. You're gonna laugh, but I'm slightly changing again the way I do my contour. It's basically I'm going back to like old habits. It's a long story. We'll talk about it in another video. But yeah, anyway. So I'm using my fancy little brush that should be coming out relatively soon. I will be keeping you posted. And going in and doing some blending, some shaping to the face. A little bit of contour to the lips. I've stopped doing it too much. There's a few things in my routine that I've stopped doing too much, and now I'm into it. But I would appreciate it if we could appreciate, oh, the cat just went into the litter box. We could appreciate when I did do the most. Because I don't hate her. I don't hate her, okay? She is the reason we are here. My nose contour is a little bit different. You saw me go in with a slightly warmer shade on the very top. And then I'm going in with my cooler shade. If you want a super in-depth video about that, let me know. Now I'm going in with this Merit bronzer, which I really love. You've seen it a bunch of times. I still am not entirely sure how to pronounce it. I don't know if it's Scene or if it's Sen, or I think it's, no, it's not Sen. Is it Scene? Cyan, something like that. Once again with my little brush. It's just a really beautiful shade. I don't know if it's the perfect shade because it's the only one that I have from Merit, but I really like it. It's pretty damn good. And it's definitely a dewy product without being oily. So, you know, I don't know. I've been using it. I don't know if you noticed, but I've been using it. Sorry, I just talked a lot and I still got like a while to go. So I gotta take some little breaks. Otherwise you're just gonna hear me like rambling like a psychopath. I know a lot of people like the random stream of consciousness, but you know. All right, nude sticks. Haven't used these in a really long time, but I thought this was perfect because she's got that blush is poppin'. Okay, I don't know the shade. It'll be linked down below. So I'm building this up quite a bit. You can tell where my blush placement is. I keep it a little bit higher on the cheekbone, but I'm bringing it down a little bit because that's the way she has it. So right in that center is where I'm placing it, not on the apple of the cheek to begin with, right in that center, and then I'm sort of blending outward, especially since I don't have my concealer on yet. We're gonna cover it up a bit. Also felt like hitting the tip of the nose because like cute. And then I have this Rare Beauty one that for some reason I was like, you know what, let's just layer a little bit more because again, her cheeks are popping, okay? There's so much blush happening and I'm not mad at it. And we're doing our base layers right now. So it's okay, it's not gonna look this crazy when we're finished. Okay, you saw me in the beginning, all right? It worked out. I guess I wanted to show you my Sigma switch. That's the mini, the travel. So for my brows, hers are a lot of celebrities. They have these really like dimensional powdery brows. So I talked about this in a recent favorites video, but I've been doing my brows recently with powder first, like starting them off with powder. So I'm using this blonde powder, which like the powder doesn't really matter. There's plenty of good ones that are like decent enough, but yeah, I'm using a slightly warmer, lighter color for an initial fill, and then going in with a slightly cooler, darker color from Anastasia to add a little bit of extra definition to the very outer part of the brow, because as you can tell, the inner part of my brow is where I have the most hairs and definition. So yeah, we'll come back to those. Urban Decay primer. I don't know. I've been trying other primers and honestly, like, I think it was just kind of like operator error for a little while that it wasn't working for me. So I've gone back to it and so far she's been doing just fine for me. Patent it out, patent it out. I'm also taking a little bit of that on my lower lash line because it's really been helping my lower lash line from not melting, which is a recent problem that I've had. So there's a little tip if you don't do that. Color correcting, LA Girl, Pro Conceal, Light Ivory. You guys know her. Nice and peach for my skin tone, like orangey peach, not like there's a little less red in it, a little bit more yellow because my dark circles have a teeny bit of purple. They're a little bit more red, but regardless, we're using this to warm up that area so that when I brighten, it doesn't look gray. You guys know the deal, but I'm doing this for the noobs. You know what I mean? Noobs is like a gamer term, right? Okay, Rare Beauty Concealer, been loving. I think this is the one in, this is 170W. I have two shades. I think I'm gonna use two shades in this. I actually don't remember. But 170W first, going in, laying it in with a brush. This is from Nikki LaRose's collab with BK Beauty, little concealer brush. Just laying it in and then I'm blending, or yeah, blending, pouncing, whatever, with my Sigma sponge. Okay. Take breaks, Alex, Jesus. Have a little tea. Obviously under eyes, hello, dark circles. This little section, this is where I need the darkness to be bright. She also has like her inner corner was extremely bright and like under her eyes was nice and bright. So I want to make sure that I am doing it the way she would be doing it. I've had a lot of green tea. Okay, don't judge me. Listen, I gotta get into a groove when I'm like doing these friggin' voiceovers that are like 30 minutes long. It's a lot of talking. Blend, 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 blah, blah, blah. Gotta make sure it's blended with the cheeks. Okay, so I'm going in with my little foundation sponge and then going back in with my little blush brush. Yes, I'm gonna do a little bit of extra highlighting because like I said, she's quite bright. So this is 100W, which is the lightest shade. It's a little bit more on the warm sides. Sorry about my camera going out of focus. The light, when the light changes, it gets so confused. So a little bit on the inner corner, a little bit on the outer corner of the eyes, just to add like a little bit more of a highlight. It's not necessary, but like if you want to do it, you can do it. You know, it makes a little difference, really makes you glow. Oh, gotta get in there, gotta get in there. Great, great job being on camera, excellent. Hello, Halo Glow. You already know her, okay, fantastic. Setting with my MAC 240S. It's my favorite under eye brush. And this is my favorite under eye powder, dude. I've like tried some different powders recently and I'm like, nothing compares to this, okay? Nothing. Elf, you got me, okay? So yeah, brightening, but also not making my under eyes look too matte. It's got a nice amount of pearl to it. So now I'm doing spot concealing. I cannot like take my eye off of the tiny little patch on my cheek. Can you guys see that? It's like not quite blended. And whatever, this is such a, I don't want to get into like a long ass story, but I'm pretty sure that I have updated my skincare to prevent some of that stuff. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Makeup by Mario. Eye Bright pencil, I think it's called. It's basically like a nude, but it's like a really light kind of like peachy nude. It's really nice. I'm putting out my waterline and then I'm just gonna add like the tiniest extension on the outer part, which just like, I don't know, it just levels up. It levels up the eye makeup a little bit, okay? Lisa Eldridge, something brown, coffee brown maybe it's called. So I'm placing this kind of in my tight line, really tight against my lash line, a little bit in my tight line, and then I'm going in with this Sigma brush and I'm just lightly blending because she has like this really nice definition around her lashes. This was kind of an amalgam of all of Sabrina Carpenter's looks. Sometimes she has a wing, sometimes she doesn't at all. But I wanted to kind of like, I don't know, create my own version essentially. So I'm just going in little bits. This eyeliner is so easy to blend. Like it's so incredibly creamy. And I wanted to build it up slowly, obviously, so that it didn't become too much because it really just looks like such an extension of her lashes. So that's what we're doing here. Now I'm grabbing the Ethereal Eyes palette from Makeup by Mario and I'm mixing those two colors to create a slightly lighter color just to set that eyeliner and kind of build up a little bit of smoke. But again, I don't want it to get like too crazy, and you'll see later on if there are any areas where I think I went in a little too much, I kind of like buff it out to make it a little softer. One thing that I did do for this makeup look is really tailor it to my eyes. So there are certain things that are like slightly different. Feel free to tailor this to your eyes. So if there's like certain things that just don't look great, if you need a longer wing, or if you need a shorter wing, or if you don't want to smoke it that much, you want to keep it really, really tight to the lash line, do that. Whatever is like most flattering on you, you can kind of take all of these little tricks and tailor them. So this little like smoky lash line, it's not super smoky, but it makes such a massive difference. And it's really that contrast between like the color that I'm putting underneath my lashes right now and the peach in the light peach in the waterline. Like that contrast is just so beautiful. I decided to smoke it a little bit extra with this little concoction, just because again, it works for my anatomy best, so that you don't see all of those tiny little lines underneath my eyes. But if you want to keep it even tighter to the lash line, you can do that. Taking that same concoction and building up a little bit just above in that like wing area in the outer corner of my eye, looking straight basically into a mirror, just kind of laying it out, then going in and buffing. So just laying it in because you want to know what it's going to look like when your eyes are open, depending on your eye shape, obviously. And then just going in and like buffing that shit out, dude. That's what you got to do. That's what I did. You don't have to do it, but that's what I did. Yeah, so sometimes she has like a little bit more definition in that area, but it doesn't usually like go super deep into her crease. It's usually just like a tiny bit in the outer part, just to kind of like intensify or complement really that wing that is already, that soft wing that's kind of like already on her lash line. Get stoned, bro. They have a new eyeshadow. They have their first eyeshadow palette, okay? Shout out. So in a lot of Sabrina Carpenter's makeup looks, she has this like glossy lid happening. I can't get away with that because look at how creasy my eyelid is, okay? So I wanted to try and like create that kind of effect using just shimmer. So I mixed those two shades from the Get Stoned palette, a little bit more of an icy shimmer with a little bit more of like a champagne, warmer champagne shimmer to create like a nice like reflect on the lids. So this is a way that you can do this. Somebody commented, I think somebody who requested this makeup look said that they had such a hard time wearing like a light shade on their lid. Now, something that you can do, I kind of overdid it at some point in this video, and you'll see I start to like sort of try to remove a little bit of it. But you don't need to put a light color on your lid. You don't need to put concealer on your lid or whatever. We're gonna set our face with Prism, whatever, doesn't matter. Anyway, you don't need to use like an extremely light color. You can just leave your lid nude, like completely naked, and then just use like a super sheer shimmer so that you have that reflect, but the the base color is your lid. If you make the base color white or like really light and then you put a shimmer, it's gonna look like so bright. You know what I mean? So if you're having that problem, just give that a try. Flamingo blush, okay, to set. So we went in with our creams. Now I've set with my powder, and just to kind of like tie everything together and really, really make it pop, and also kind of like tie it in with the slightly more cool toned color of my blouse, I'm going in with Flamingo, which I've just really been loving. And then I thought it went a little too cool tone, so I'm going in with, I think this is Sex Appeal from NARS, just to like warm it up a little bit more. But bro, we're wearing 4 blushes right now, okay? Sometimes it's just in the amount. So it's in the amount, all right? If you want to mix 4 foundations, you do it, okay? Set with Urban Decay All Nighter, as usual. Once I have like basically all of my powders down, and then I want to start going into like more detailed products. For instance, like brows and that kind of stuff. I probably should have contoured with the powder before I set, but it doesn't really matter. You just wait for it to dry. So I'm just doing a little bit of reinforcing. Again, not necessary, but it makes me feel better sometimes. I have to take a break from talking or else I'm gonna die. Okay, soap. Hello, pears, you know, you love, I hope. I do. Sorry, I just got a notification. Oh, is my Sephora package here? Fun. All right, anyway, so brows. I always set them with soap. We went in with the powder initially. Now I'm setting them with the soap so that I can see all the little areas where I need more definition. Okay, so loud, rude. Yeah, what can I say about this? You're watching it and you can see what's happening. I've just got like 4 notifications that my Sephora order was delivered. Oh, I usually highlight before I do my brows, but I forgot. So Rare Beauty, not exhilarate, enhance something? Dude, these highlighters are so gorgeous. Oh my God. Look at that. Look at that glow. Is that amazing? It's amazing. I love it. And I'm really laying it on with this, with Nikki, one of Nikki's brushes from BK Beauty. So gorgeous. I really wanted the glow because her skin is very fresh. Again, super not necessary, but you know what? Screw that. It's necessary, okay? I decided to go in a little bit more because I think I thought that the eye was a little too cool toned or something. I don't know or maybe not bright enough. I don't know. I went into my inner corner, started bringing that onto the lid, and it's gorgeous, but it was a little bit too much. It wasn't exactly what I wanted. So I end up, after hitting my brow bone with the highlight, which, you know, absolutely necessary. 2016 is back, girls, okay? Everybody get ready. Oh, and also highlighting the tip of my nose, because once again, 2016, the bridge of my nose. It's so necessary. Look at that little glow. We're glowing, okay? I decided this is a little too much. So I went in with a clean brush from Wayne Goss, apparently, and just buffed, okay? Just buffed. Like, don't worry about it. You can kind of erase, okay? So I went in, I used a clean brush. You can wipe off the brush, continue to go in with other clean brushes. And as it is, like, it's a very diffused eye look. So it's completely fine if a little bit of shimmer goes like, you know, gets blended out. And then I went in with one of the brushes. Wait, is this another clean brush? I actually don't know. Or did I use that for my crease? Doesn't matter. More brushes to buff it out. Now I'm going back in with my powder a little bit more because I'm really trying to match her brow style. And I thought that if I went straight in with a brow pen, then it would look a little too structured, and I wanted it to be a little bit softer. So since I set my brows, now I'm just gonna go in and press with that powder in the really, really sparse areas. And then once that powder is down and I feel like it's, you know, sufficiently, what's the word? Dispersed? Sure, let's do that. Melt Cosmetics, the Precision Brow Pen, which is amazing. It's so tiny. It's so tiny. Look how tiny. You can't see it because the stupid camera's going out of focus, but it's so tiny. I just need more shades, Melt. I need more shades, okay? This one's a little warm. It's a little warm. I need more shades. Please, please, more shades, Melt. But look at it, it's so good. I decided to go in with a slightly more of a wing, but keeping it light. So I'm going with my Hindash palette, and I'm using my trusty I always get the E80 and the E06. I think this is the E06 brush. It's in my favorite set with Sigma. So yeah, just building it up. Oh my God, I just got the craziest text message, sorry. Yeah, building it up. Soft wing powder, great way to do that. Again, looking like keeping my eyes the way that they will be when they're open, and then tilting my head. And then using a little bit of shadow, lighter shadow, just to kind of like soften that into the shadow that I already had down. Just a soft wing, just like a little something. Once I have the lashes on, you'll hardly, not on, but like once I put mascara on, you'll hardly even see this. It's just like a little enhancement, you know? And even here, I thought, oh, you took that out a little too much. I gotta buff it. Curl in the lashes, Rephr, hello. Rephr Lash Curler, my favorite. This is number 1, the first Rephr Lash Curler. I think they came out with a second one for like a slightly different eye shape. But yeah, the link that I put will be the one that I use, just so you know. And then I'm going with Clio. Bro, has Clio ever done us wrong? No. This mascara, absolutely not. It's a super proof, long curling, okay? So good. It holds the curl, it like defines your lashes. This is always, if I do go in with a second mascara, which I'm going to in this video, this is always my base mascara, always. So waterproof. So I am going in with 1 coat. Well, not 1 coat. I mean, I'm going in like quite a bit. I'm not like, you know, dipping it back into the tube though. And then I'm using the Make Beauty mascara. So I'm using that on my lower lashes. And then I'm going to, once my upper lashes are completely dry, I'm going to use this to build up my upper lashes as well. So that's typically what I like to do. I just do, you know, waterproof, light coat, and then build up that definition with a thickening mascara. That face is ridiculous, girl. What the hell? Look at that mascara face. I want to slap her. Shut your mouth. Okay, Rare Beauty. Once again, the shade will be linked down below. Such a pretty color though, right? It's nice. I thought it was perfect for this makeup look. I love doing recreations because a lot of the time I am forced to use colors or products that I typically wouldn't grab, you know? I end up just using the same like lip products all the time, basically. So this was very pretty, really nice and creamy, easy to blend. So I just lined my lips basically the way, you know, you can see what I'm doing. I did a little bit of like defining on the outer corners of my lips. And then I used this little brush, which is also from Rephr. All the brushes will be linked down below as well, to do a little bit of blending around the edges, because I'm gonna go in with a gloss, but I wanna make sure that everything is like nice and blended before I do. So pretty, love. Oh, I also wanted to clean up a little bit. I pretty much always add a little bit of like a highlight situation at the outer corners of my lips. I just went in with like, I usually go in with just like the tiniest bit of the foundation that I used. You can't even really see it. It just kind of helps. And the Summer Fridays, so obsessed with these, dude. They're so good. So yeah, I just finished off with this for a glossy look. Just blended into that lip liner. Look at how pretty that is. Ooh, those lips. This is the finished look, you guys. Oh my God, it's very good for bridal, just saying. I know I just did a bridal look, but all my brides. All right, guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video. I'm obsessed, completely obsessed with this makeup look. I love it so much, gorge. It was so much fun to recreate. Try to get as close as possible. You know, little things like the lid shimmer and everything aren't like completely exactly what I wanted, but you know, we're experimenting. Thank you to everyone who desperately requested this makeup look. And I have screenshots of some of the other celebrities, so I will kind of like stick those in my back pocket and, you you can yell at me and remind me in the comments if you suggested a celebrity that you wanted to see. And if I've just been, if I take too long to recreate it. I know this was probably a long video. It took me forever to do this makeup look, which is why I did a voiceover instead. But let's pop into the comments real quick and see if we can just like answer a quick question. Here's a good one. Somebody asked me why I use two separate powders, one distinctly to set underneath my eyes and then one to set the rest of my face. And they asked specifically, is the Givenchy powder that you use on your face good for the rest of your, only good for the rest of your face and not under the eyes? The Givenchy powder is extremely finely milled. It's like very, very fine. And that's what I love. It like really blurs and mattifies. I'm not trying to mattify my under eyes. I have a lot of fine lines under there, okay? And something that I started to notice as I got a little bit older, which is just a reality, you know, is that like those fine lines end up standing out even more when I'm using something that's like extra matte. So the powder that I do use is the e.l.f. Halo Glow powder. What I like about this powder is it's the only one that I've used that is not super heavy or dense with pearl, but it does have a little bit of pearl. It has like a very, very fine sheer pearl in it. And when I say pearl, what I mean is like it's got a little bit of shimmer, a little bit of reflect, but it's so incredibly fine that it doesn't end up looking like chunky or creating like a heavy formula on the skin. I've used other powders that have pearl and either there isn't enough brightening or they're too matte in the formula, not in the pearl, or the pearl is too heavy. And so this has just been like the best thing for underneath my eyes. So that's why I use separate powders for underneath my eyes and my face. If I use this all over my face, this is mostly like a brightening powder for me, which I want for my under eyes. I don't need to brighten the rest of my face. I just need something close enough to my skin tone that is translucent, that's going to, you know, mattify the areas that I want and do some blurring in areas that I want, which is why I use the Givenchy. These have just been my favorite powders. Yeah, so I hope that clears that up. If I use this everywhere in my on my face, it just ends up looking like a little too bright and it can look a little bit too shiny, which I just don't want. But it's fantastic for under the eyes. So if you've been trying to find an under eye powder that's gonna brighten, they also have like a bunch of different shades, so you can find one for your skin tone. I think it's like, I mean, it's an all-purpose powder. Like you should be able to use this for your face as well if you want to. But the fact that they have, I use light and it's very light, so it's perfect for setting up underneath my eyes. All right guys, thanks for watching. Thank you for requesting. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know what other celebrity looks you want to see me recreate. I love a recreation. I feel like it's one of my, honestly, I should just be doing it way more because I think it's one of my strong suits. I specifically, for her look, went ever so slightly more like cool toned because she is more tan than I am. So to prevent the colors from looking too orangey, I went like slightly more cool toned. So it's just gonna kind of depend on your skin tone. You can make it a little bit more like warm toned for you if you happen to be, you know, deeper skinned than me. Yeah, thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, whatever, all those things, and I'll see you next time. Bye.